Hello students, welcome back to our unit Nature's Plenty. Last class we did the introduction on the echoing green, right? This poem is written by William Blake. Let's read about him. William Blake was an English poet, painter and printmaker. Largely unrecognized during his lifetime, Blake is now considered a seminal figure in the history of the poetry and visual arts of the Romantic Age. William Blake was born on 28 November 1757 and died on 12 August 1827. He was a multi-talented person. He was a poet, painter and printmaker. Even though he was not recognized during his lifetime, Blake is now considered a strongly influencing figure in the history of the poetry and visual arts of the Romantic Age. Poet, painter, engraver and visionary, William Blake worked to bring about a change both in the social order and in the minds of men. Though in his lifetime his work was largely neglected or dismissed, he is now considered one of the leading lights of English poetry, and his work has only grown in popularity. Songs of Innocence and Experience, a collection of poems written and illustrated by Blake, demonstrates his equal mastery of poetry and art. Blake printed the collection himself using an innovative technique which he called illuminated printing. This versatile genius worked to happen a change both in the social order and in the minds of men. His famous collection of poems, Songs of Innocence and Experience, was written and illustrated by Blake. It demonstrates his equal mastery of poetry and art. Blake himself printed the collection using an innovative technique which he called illuminated printing. Seminal means strongly influencing later developments. An engraver is someone who cuts designs or words on metal, glass or wood. Visionary means thinking about or planning the future with imagination or wisdom. The echoing green is taken from his Songs of Innocence. Nature makes everyone happy. The echoing green is a poem on nature's plenty. The sun does arise and make happy the skies. The merry bells ring to welcome the spring. The skylark and thrush, the birds of the bush, sing louder around to the bells' cheerful song, while a spot shall be seen on the echoing green. Old John with white hair does laugh away care, sitting under the oak among the old folk. They laugh at our play, and soon they all say, such were the joys when we old girls and boys. Now youth-time was seen from the echoing green. To the little ones weary, no more can they worry. The sun does descend and the sports have an end. Round the laps of their mother many sisters and brothers, like birds in their nests, are ready for rest, and smoke no more seen on the darkening green. The echoing green is a joyful poem celebrating spring. The green fields, chirping birds, and playing children remind the elderly observers of their own youth and bring them joy as well. The sun rises on a green field where birds sing and children play. In the second stanza, time has progressed. The older people remember their youth as these children will someday be reminded of it by their own descendants. As they play, people like Old John and other elderly observers laugh at their antics and remember a time when they were young, energetic, and playful. Eventually, the little ones grow tired and the sun begins to set. The children gather back to their mothers and prepare for a night's rest. The Echoing Green was published in 1789 as part of his celebrated collection of poetry entitled Songs of Innocence. Our poem speaks of childhood and the play that is associated with this time of innocence in the human life cycle. The poem consists of 3 stanzas. Each stanza has 10 lines, hence, the entire poem consists of 30 lines in total. In the first stanza, the poet describes how the sky is made happy by the rising of the sun. It is springtime on the green, and the bells are being rung to welcome this loveliest of seasons. The skylark, the thrush, and many other birds are perching on the tops of the bushes outlining the area covered by the green. These birds are singing along to the tune of the ringing bells to produce a euphonious melody. The poet identifies himself with the children who are playing on the green and says that their play is clearly seen as the green echoes with all the cheerful sounds of spring. In the second stanza, the poet shows that he has not entirely forgotten the aged while speaking about children. He looks at a group of older citizens sitting in the large and comfortable shade of an oak tree. Among this group, he isolates a man named John because he is in a merry mood. It seems as if he has been able to forget all the things that were making him anxious previously. He is now quite relaxed. When the older generation sees their progeny at play, they recollect about their own childhood. They say that they had been as happy as the children are now, for they had also had their season of joys on the green, which echoed with the pleasant sounds of spring back then as well. In the third stanza, the poet says that the younger children become tired fast and they cannot play anymore. So, they rest their heads on the laps of their mothers. Brothers and sisters lie together, resting in the same place, just as little birds do in their nests. As a result, no one else can be seen playing on the green anymore as the sun sets and the whole area becomes dark. This is the summary of the poem.